Durdle Magic. Thank you for tuning in to Durdle Magic. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like the content you see here today, and leave a like and share the video with someone you might think is interested. Leaving those likes really helps us out, but another way to help us out is by using our TCG Player affiliate link below. If you're looking for singles, sealed product, or gaming accessories, please consider using our link to support the channel. We also have some playmats at inkgaming.com. Go ahead and hit the link in the description to check those out. Alright, let's grab some spells and Durdle with some magic. Hello and welcome back to Durdle Magic. Today we are playing some more Zurzoth the Chaos Rider. Looking at our opening hand, one land just doesn't quite cut it, so we will go ahead and take that free mulligan. Looking at our new hand, I mean, it's better. But I don't know that we're going to get anywhere. We just need one more land. Do I want to risk it? I probably want to risk it. I'm okay with that. Let's keep it. Hopefully it's not a terrible decision. Our commander is a legendary devil, by the way. 2 red, 2 3. Whenever an opponent draws their first card each turn, if it's not their turn, we get a 1/1 red devil creature token that pops on anything for 1 damage when it dies. Whenever one or more devils I control attack one or more players, you and those players each draw a card, then discard a card at random. Our first opponent playing a Aspire Guardian is Ulasht, the Hate Seed. This is an oldie but a goodie, back from Ravnica 1. I believe Guild Pact was the set. 2 red, green for legendary Hellion Hydra 0/0. Enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter for each red creature you control and 1/1 counter for each other green creature you control. 1, remove a counter from it, choose 1, it deals 1 damage to the target creature, or create a 1/1 Sapperling. Our next opponent plays Frontier Biovok for Sisay Weatherlight Captain. We'll cover that in a minute. We draw Sabira. I did put her in the deck. Could be useful. I'm still testing her out. I'm going to skip to the second main and just drop the mountain. And I think, do we want to drop the Skull Clamp? I don't think we want to drop the Skull Clamp just yet. Let's just tap down, pass it off to our opponents. So Sisay, Weatherlight Captain, 2 white for a legendary human soldier 2/2. It gets 1/1 for each color among legendary permanents you control. Other legendary permanents. An important distinction. Wooburg. Search your library for a legendary permanent card with converted mana cost less than her power, put it onto the battlefield, and then shuffle your library. It could be a shrine deck. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Orborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Soul Ring also down for our last opponent, who is Vela the Nightclad. I haven't seen her in forever, although it's one of my personal favorite cards. 4 blue-black for a legendary human wizard 4/4. Intimidate. Other creatures you control have Intimidate. And whenever she or another creature you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. This is a 2-card combo with Rite of Replication. It won't kill your opponents, but it does 36 drain. So if we ever get down to 36 damage, or 36 life rather, and they play that, we're in a bad place. Just a mountain into play for Ulasht. We have a swamp, a snow-covered swamp into play for the Sisay player. Looks like they'll pass it after that. Heads over to our turn, we get Guess Grimoire. So still not getting that third land. It's not going to be the best. Let's go ahead and get down Thematic Compass. If we do end up hitting that third land, we can go and get another one. Maybe try to get this going. Maybe wasn't the best keep ever. We do have a lot of 2 and 3 drops, so I'm hoping we run into something that's pretty nifty. Buried Ruin into play for Vela Nightclad. Could be an artifact commander. I have seen lists for that. I mean, it does give Intimidate, so it's pretty good. Unwinding Clock. That's not going to be good. Do not like the look of that. That can be a lot of potential mana. Off to the Ulasht player's turn. Opal Palace into play for them. Krenko Tin Street Kingpin coming down. So this should be interesting. I wonder what green will do if it's a goblin deck. I'm interested in finding out. The 1/1 counters also might be a theme depending. So I eagerly await the deck, hopefully not crushing us to death, but I do want to see what happens. Snow-covered Island into play for Sisay. Alright, I don't like that. Could be, what, Dead of Winter in there maybe? I'm not certain on what all the snow-covered cards may be. Destiny Spinner coming down for the Sisay player. Creature enchantment spells they control can't be countered, so it still could be a shrine deck. Again, the snow-covered lands, I don't know what that's about necessarily, but we'll see. Alright, end of Sisay's turn. We get a land, hallelujah. Let's go ahead and fetch another one out of the deck. I was going to seriously consider gambling for a land, but we won't have to now. A new shiny mountain to our hand, and let's pass it off to our opponents. Hopefully no one will think we're a major threat. Vela the Nightclad I've never seen as a commander, so I don't know that anyone's going to understand what the deck is capable of. Between blue and black, being able to do lots of mana It's a pretty good artifact commander with the Intimidate, and it does have the 2-card combo. Potentially, you could even do it again, so hopefully somebody does something to him. I mean, I'm going to try for sure. Vela's turn. Let's see what they do. Imperial Seal out for the Vela player. That's not the best. I hope they're not going to combo off too soon here. I do want to play some Magic, but we'll see. They don't have to reveal, so it's going to be just a total mystery. I'm assuming they're going to go get a blue source, perhaps. Maybe even a Signet, so they can untap it. All the way through the turn for Vela, no extra land drops. So that's interesting. No Signets, nothing. Off to Ulasht turn. Let's see what they do. Looks like it's going to be semi-aggressive. I haven't even faced an Ulasht deck before, so this game is just like... This game is candy right now. It's what it is. Growing Rights coming down for the Ulasht player. That makes some sense. Gruul Turf into play. They will have to bounce a land. Karoo! Off to combat. Let's see if they'd go anywhere. I imagine they have to. Either us or the Vela player. I don't think they're going to bother with Sisay just yet. And they're off into the Vela player. That works for me. At least for now. Krenko can get fairly big. I do like this iteration of Krenko. It's not as broken, but just as good, especially if you can protect it. Damage is good. Tokens onto the battlefield. Off to Sisay's turn. Birds of Paradise coming down for them. Another snow-covered land into play. It is a forest. That's it for Sisay. Rolling over to our turn. I hope we draw a land. It's a Tolly. Okay, that's not terrible. But it looks like we're going to have to search for another land. Let's go ahead, play a mountain. We'll activate the Thematic Compass again. Go get ourselves a land. Nice shiny mountain to the hand. Then, because I don't want to discard, we'll go ahead and play the Skull Clamp. And hopefully that way we can get some stuff going real quick here. Probably another turn or two before Skull Clamp becomes useful. I just didn't want to have to discard anything. Let's go ahead, pass it off to our opponents. I'm thinking next turn we get 5 lands mana into play that's usable. And I think we summon our commander and maybe equip Skull Clamp just to keep that up. Then the next turn, if we still need a land, we'll go ahead and search it up. Sword of the Amist. Attack, get something going. Krenko already outracing us, so it's not the best. Cabal Coffers into play, that's quick. Blinkmoth Urn, at the beginning of each player's combat main phase, if it's untapped, that player adds colorless mana for each artifact they control. Okay, that's going to get us in a pretty good position. So, I mean, they haven't dropped any new lands though, no blue sources, so I wonder what they're doing. So that was Vela's turn, off to Ulasht's turn. Blinkmoth Urn will trigger. Mountain down for the Ulasht player. Let's see. I don't know that they really have to do anything except keep swinging with Krenko at this point. I don't know that they'd have to waste any resources, really. Hydra's Growth. Oh, no. Okay, I think it's time to gamble on some removal here. So, it's an enchanted creature. When there's the battlefield, put one counter on the enchanted creature, and then at the beginning of the upkeep, the counters get doubled. That's going to get out of hand super quick, and I figured that's what green was doing for the deck. I do like the deck. It's pretty cool. To the attacks, Krenko back into the Vela player. They'll get a 1/1 counter. That'll mean 4 goblins, and that also means next turn they're going to get 3 1/1 counters on Krenko on their upkeep. He's going to be a mighty 8/9 by the next combat that they have. Trying to think of removal. We can't even hit with Mazizium Mortars anymore. We could go get Blasphemous Act, I suppose. Growing Rights will trigger. It will flip. I often think that the caveat for that flipping is a little low at only 4 creatures. I mean, yes, it was built for standard, but I don't think 6, if you're playing for all that mana, is that hard of a thing. Off to Sisay's turn, Blinkmoth Urn will trigger. I'll probably stop saying all that. Another snow-covered land in play. It is a mountain, the best kind, of course. Sanctum of All, the big shrine. So, Wooburg, Legendary Enchantment Shrine. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may search your library and/or graveyard for a shrine card and put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. If an ability of another shrine you control triggers while you control 6 or more shrines, they get another time to trigger. Can be super good. Deck's probably going to be super slow. Comes our turn, we get Reforge the Soul. I mean, we could cast it. Do I want to? I mean, we do have a Tolly. Nothing's really getting us right now, and just for 2 mana, we can get probably another land and play something. I don't think we will. Blinkmoth Urn, here we go, extra mana for us. Land into play. Let's go ahead. I think we want to just kill those goblins as much as we can. I think full hand, go ahead, cast Gamble, go for Blasphemous Act, and see what we can do with it. Alright, looking at the deck. Let's see. Too bad we can't use Arc Bond. That'd actually be pretty good, I think. Blasphemous Act, there we go. Randomly discard Reverberate, that's probably fine. So let's see, what else do we want to do? Probably want to play the Sword of the Amist. Actually, let's play our commander after the act. Should be plenty of creatures out. Let's go ahead and do it. All the things are dead. Let's go ahead, summon our commander, use that 2 extra mana our opponent has gotten for us, rather. Zurzoth down. We don't have any haste, so let's go ahead and get some land out of the way by using the Sword of the Animist. And let's pass it off to our opponent. We now have a better board position. I wonder how long that will last. However, the shrine is still over there. Back to Vela the Nightclad's turn. Ugin the Ineffable. That's not going to be good. I do like that Planeswalker design, though. In case you're unfamiliar with it, 6 for a legendary Planeswalker Ugin comes into play with 4 counters. Color spells you cost 2 less to cast. +1, exile top card of your library face down. It's a 2/2 color spirit creature token. When that token leaves the battlefield, put the exiled card into your hand. So it's kind of like a morph that gives you a card if it dies. -3, destroy target permanent that's 1 or more colors. I'm thinking, yeah, so not Zurzoth. Alright, so they're going to make a spirit. I was worried they were going to kill Zurzoth there for a minute. Reveal a number of artifact cards from your hand. Metal Worker. Add 2 colorless to your mana pool for each card revealed this way. That's not going to be good. Yeah, it probably has to die. Off to Ulasht player's turn. 6 cards in hand for them after the draw. Let's see what they do with it. They should have the majority of the artifact removal. So I'm just waiting for them to try to drop like a Bane of Progress or something, which would actually be kind of hilarious. Mana Reflection, reprinted in Double Masters. The art on the new one is so good. Man, if they make a playmat out of that, I'm buying it. There's no questions asked. It will be mine. Alright, so Ulasht going to get a huge mana boost next turn. Over to Sisay's turn. Sanctum of All will trigger. Into play, Sanctum of Fruitful Harvest. They control 2 shrines. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add X mana to your mana pool of any 1 color, where X is the number of shrines you control. So they're going to get 2 free mana, none from the Blink Moth urn, but still not bad. If they cast Sisay and do some other stuff, Sisay alone will be a 7/7, so that's pretty good. Generous Gift, what are they targeting though? That's the question. They're targeting the Mana Reflection. That works for me. Although, we still do have to worry about Ugin and the Metal Worker. You know, artifacts, they always combo off somewhere. Hodin of Cleansing Fire coming down for the Sisay player. At the beginning of their upkeep, they gain 2 life for each shrine they control. Comes to our turn, we draw Mazizium Mortars. That's okay. Might cast it. We would get rid of the Spirit thing in the Metal Worker. Metal Worker can be stupid good. 3 regular mana. Then we take 3 more. We did not get a land on the draw. We can equip the sword and go at it. I really wanted to get down the Grimoire, but maybe we will skip on the Mazizium for a turn. Let's go ahead and get down the Grimoire, and that way maybe we'll draw into a land because one person will at least have to discard. So let's go ahead and do that. It'll also give us more mana. Then we will equip the Skull Clamp, and then we will equip the Sword of the Animist, make Zurzoth fairly large, and go to the attacks. We'll attack the Sisay player, not necessarily because I want to, but because I also don't want our general to die just yet. Let's go ahead, stack our triggers. We'll go get the land first. Alright, land into play tapped. Let's see what we randomly draw and discard. Alright, we get rid of Sabira, that's fine. We get Bag of Holding, which will be fantastic. We have another trigger. So we will draw a card off the Grimoire. We will get a Devil. Ooh, Myriad Landscape. Not terrible. And let's go to damage. Damage is good. 4 commanders to Sisay. Down to 36. They will be up to 42 on the upkeep, though. Put the Myriad Landscape into play tapped. There's nothing else really can do at the moment. I guess... I mean, we could put down a Bag of Holding. I think I want to keep it back, though, just in case there's a Bane of Progress coming. It does have that 1/1 counter theme going. Thematic Compass will flip into a land, so that's good. And we'll pass it off to our opponents. Off to Vela the Nightclad's turn. I think we need to start laying into them fairly soon. Probably next turn if we can make our Zurzoth any bigger. Otherwise, we'll blow Mazizium Mortars and see how that goes. Tap Metal Worker. They reveal Steel Hellkite. They are casting the Steel Hellkite. I think we'll attack with them with the Devil and hope they take the bait and we can deal that extra damage to the Hellkite. Otherwise, they also reveal Spark Hunter Masticore, so that's interesting. They also reveal Spark Hunter Masticore, 3 for 3/4. Not terrible. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card. Protection from Planeswalkers. 1. Deals 1 damage to the target Planeswalker. 3. Gains indestructible until end of turn. They will be casting it. They will discard a card. We will draw a card from the Grimoire. I've always wanted to play this card. Castle Embereth is the card we draw. Alright, let's see if they waste any more mana on casting anything else. 1 card in hand for them. They could save the Spark Hunter Masticore from the Mazizium Mortars with the indestructible thing, so that's not the best. They're destroying the 5-color shrine with Ugin the Ineffable. There it goes to the graveyard. Sad face. But I'm glad we're not perceived as the threat anyway. To the beginning of combat, mana draining from the mana pool. They do have 4 mana up currently, so they can still save the Masticore. Sad face, but we will get rid of the majority of their board. Maybe half of their creatures, hopefully the Steel Hellkite as well. Off to Ulasht player's turn. Let's see what they do with it. They have been taking the hits pretty bad. Krenko gone, Mana Reflection gone. 5 cards in hand after the draw. Mounted into play, Karn's Bastion also came down at some point. Zendikar Resurgent, another mana doubler. So that's not good, and whenever they cast a creature spell, they draw a card. Off to Sisay's turn. Hoden of Cleansing Fire will trigger. They will get 4 life instead of the 6. The Sanctum of All was destroyed during Vela the Nightclad's turn. First upkeep, they will gain 2 additional mana of any one color from their green shrine. And Sisay quits the game. That's unfortunate. That was probably the best I've seen a shrine deck do. Unfortunately, every time I've run into one, they just don't seem to be fast enough to really do enough value, and that's always been the problem with the shrines. Blinkmoth Urn, during our main phase will trigger. We draw a mountain. That works for me. Let's play Castle Embereth, and then we will go ahead and tap for 3 red and cast that Mazizium Mortars. Actually, no, we won't. Let's see. What do we want to do with the mana first? Because I want to get that damage in beforehand. Let's go ahead and use 1 to play Bag of Holding. Let's sacrifice Myriad Landscape before we go to attacks. Get the mountains out of our deck. We'll still have plenty of mana for the Mazizium Mortars. That's not an issue. 2 new shiny mountains to the battlefield. Let's go. And off to attacks. Let's swing the Devil at Ugin. Let's swing Zurzoth at the Ulasht player. Sure, why not? It'll probably die in combat. We will get 2 cards. We do get a land. Let's go ahead and get that land first to resolve off the stack. Another shiny mountain to the battlefield. 3 lands for the turn in a red deck. Not bad. 4 lands, actually. All right, we have a number of triggers. Molten Primordial to the graveyard. Well, that must have been also the card we drew. We'll go ahead and draw a card. Stronic Resonator, pretty good. Devil into play, and then we get something into our Barney bag. I don't particularly care if the Devil dies. I kind of want it to. They are intercepting the Devil with a Spirit. I can deal with that. The card discarded by the Ulasht player is Primeval Bounty. Man, they really like their double mana. All right, Elephant is going to intercept Zurzoth. That's a sad face, but what can you do? So we will get blocked. The Devil will die. Our commander, unfortunately, will also die. So we have some abilities on the stack. We will move our commander back to the command zone off the death trigger. We will use the Devil that died to deal 1 damage to the Hellkite. Then we'll get 2 cards off the Skull Clamp back to a full hand. That seems pretty good. Spinerock Knoll and Combustible Gearhulk. I do like both of those cards. End of combat. Let's go to the second main. Let's go ahead and cast Mazizium Mortars. All the creatures are down. They did not decide to get the Masticore Indestructible. The Spirit token goes down. They will get the card that was exiled with it to their hand. So a little bit of extra card draw, quote unquote, for them. I think we'll just equip the Sword of the Animus to the Devil. Why not? And we'll pass it off to our opponents after we do so. Traxos, Scourge of Krug, coming down for the Vela the Nightclad player. Ugin being activated, they will exile the top card and make the 2/2 Spirit. Over to the Ulasht player's turn. Going to get no extra mana off the Blinkmoth Urn again. They do have double mana off the Zendikar Resurgent, so I doubt they're worried about it. Vandal Blast, Overload. That sucks. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. I kind of figured that would happen eventually. Kaboom! We're still in a better position than the Vela the Nightclad player. Hopefully they don't quit on us, but I wouldn't, hold it against them if they did at this point. Still no blue. Yep, there they go. Vela Nightclad player quitting. So that's unfortunate. 3 cards in hand for the Ulasht player. We have exhausted most of our board wipes. We only have 1 or 2 more, so hopefully they won't do too much. Grand Warlord Rada. All right. They really like their mana. Ulasht the Hate Seed coming down for the first time this game from that player. They did use Mana Filter through the Opal Palace to give it some extra counters, so it is currently a 3/3. Basilisk Collar, that means it can machine gun stuff pretty good. The Warlord on the attack, it has haste. We will not be blocking the Warlord. We take 3 damage is good, goes to the end step, it'll be our turn. Hopefully we get some removal for the Basilisk Collar. We draw a mountain, alright, so not the best. We could potentially deal some damage with the Combustible Gearhulk. My problem with it is, we're not going to deal enough and then it will just die. But it's better than risking a Tolly at the moment. Let's go ahead and cast the Combustible Gearhulk. Alright, let's see what they choose. They only take 2. We get Rogue's Passage Mountain and Swiftfoot Boots to the graveyard. So not a huge loss there. Let's go ahead and I think we could do our commander. We have a lot of mana. It could get killed one more time. Let's go ahead and cast our commander and go to attacks. We will use the Devil to go. Get a trigger off of there. Let's see if we can get to any other kind of removal. We discard a mountain. Looks like we draw a mountain, so not the best. All right, we'll pass it off to our opponents. At least we can stop somebody from attacking us. They do have 4 cards in hand now. Double mana. They'll probably draw a card every time they cast anything because it's probably mostly creature-based. So we're not going to be able to overcome the inertia without some removal. So I'm really hoping we can draw into it. I don't want to use Reforge the Soul, but depending on what they play this turn, I might be using Reforge the Soul. Basilisk Collar, equipped to Ulasht the Hate Seed. Let's see where they spread the hate. They can kill 3 of our creatures just through its activations. There goes the Gear Hulk. We knew that was happening. Off to our commander. Seems legit. Knew that was happening too. Let's go ahead and put it back in the command zone. It will cost 7 now to resummon. Vigor coming down. Alright, so we have a semi-combo going here. Vigor will prevent damage to their creatures, and they'll get 1/1 counters equal to the damage. This card makes it so they don't have to survive the damage to get the counters. So we do have a quasi-combo here. Hopefully they also aren't running Triskelion, because that will go infinite if they have a pure Imaginative Rascal or something like that, Hardened Scales. Conjurer's Closet. That'll be interesting. Ulasht will be able to get bounced and get some more counters on him, so that's pretty good. I was hoping that we could just keep it there and not block it. We'll take the 1 and all that jazz, but it looks like they have a plan for that. Declare on the attack. We'll just go ahead and save ourselves the 3 damage. That might buy us a little bit of time. Cryptolith Right coming down for the Ulasht player. That'll be good once they get the Saprolings going. They'll probably blink Ulasht at the end step. We're probably going to have to wheel. I'll do it after Atali, but Atali will probably die to the Basilisk Collar Ulasht Hate Seed. I don't want to discard it though. Actually, you know what? We'll just wheel. That way we'll have the 6 mana to cast whatever we get anyway. Conjurer's Closet going to trigger at the end step. Are they going to target Ulasht? Yes, they are. At least it will become unequipped, but they don't have any mana otherwise anyway. Alright, Ulasht back in with the 3 counters. Comes to our turn, we get a mountain. I guess we'll just play the mountain. Spinal Rock Null I don't really want to do at the moment. Super dangerous play. Reforge the Soul. Let's go. Alright, looking at our new hand. Didn't get much to do anything. We did get Underworld Breach, but that Vigor negates our removal, which is unfortunate. Might have to add an Ola's Dust in here and maybe an Oblivion Stone just to get around that. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else I want to cast with the Underworld Breach just yet, or I want to risk it right now. We do have Mad Ratter. I guess that's okay. Rune Servitor could be good on a block, get some rat creature tokens into play. I think that'll be okay. Geode Golem could also be good, but we desperately need haste, and already one of our boots is in the graveyard. Let's go ahead and play the Arcane Signet, and then we'll use that in another mana to get down the Rune Servitor, and then the Mad Ratter, and I think we'll just call that a day for now. Pass it off to our opponents. Hope they don't get anything too huge out, but we did just wheel them into a bunch of cards. So I'm not expecting this to go well. In desperation, trying to get to removal, but what can you do? They have tons of redundant make more mana cards. I guess that's the strength of green there for you. Oh boy, there's that Hardened Scales. All we need now is Triskelion or Walking Ballista, and it is game over. Lifecrafter's Bestiary coming down for the Ulasht player. Don't be a Triskelion, please. Alright, so for the combo with Triskelion, Vigor, and Hardened Scale / Pierce / you get an extra, counter. Basically, you spend the whole day, or your whole turn rather, pinging Triskelion with its own ability. So it is a little bit riskier than Mike and Trike, but then you just take off all the counters and murder people. Because you can just make it infinitely big. So there's a lot more risk involved, but it is something you can do in like mono green to burn out your opponents. Hydra Broodmaster coming down for the Ulasht player. Hydra Broodmaster Monstrosity 4. So let's see what they do with this. It makes XXX green Hydra creature tokens rather. So they'll get 4/4/4s is my understanding of that. Yep, there they are. They each tap for mana, and that's because of the Cryptolith Right. So that's not the best. They don't have haste at the moment, but still. We'll go ahead and remove Rada from combat. We'll block Ulasht with the Rune Servitor, get an extra card out of it. See if we can't get anything. Red has no way to deal with enchantments, so I'm definitely thinking of some card changes already to the deck. I didn't think I'd have such trouble with enchantments. Usually I don't see terribly too many that I want to destroy, but this has definitely been a learning experience for sure. Damage, Rune Servitor, it goes down. Ulasht will get bigger because of Vigor. We got a Ghost Quarter. Far too late for that at this moment. Nissa, Voice of Zendikar. More 1/1 counter shenanigans. Nissa being upticked by 1. Comes into play at 3 loyalty counters, by the way. Makes a plant token. Birds of Paradise coming down for the Ulasht player. End of turn. Closet bouncing Ulasht. It's now an 11/11. Our turn. We get Garreach Sanitarium. That's not what I wanted. Oh well. Let's play Mountain. Let's go ahead, cast Faithless Looting, see if we can get anything. You get 2 mountains. Let's go ahead and discard the mountain in the Ghost Quarter. It's too late to blow up any real lands, I think. Could blow up the Cradle of the Sun, but I mean, they already have double mana. I don't think it's going to make that much of an impact. We did draw our second card for turn, so we get 2 rat tokens. We will flashback the Faithless Looting, Pulveros, and Endless Atlas. Alright, well, Pulveros could have been good a lot earlier. I don't know about now, though. Let's go ahead, get rid of the Gare Reach, and we'll get rid of the Underworld Breach, probably, is what I'm thinking. Nothing I want to recur that won't just die, so that is problematic. Let's play the Endless Atlas. At least we get some card draw down, maybe get an extra card. I'm pretty sure this game is theirs. We'll probably die next turn. There's not much we can do about blocks. Let's get down Pulveros and go swing through combat, not attack anywhere. I guess we'll save Endless Atlas for an activation during their turn. I mean, it doesn't seem to be much of a point. After their turn, they get to scry on the upkeep, thanks to the Bestiary. Blade of the Blood Chief coming down. That's a card I haven't seen in a while. It will give a 1/1 counter to things as they die, or to the equipped creature, rather. But only one, because it's not a vampire. Nissa activated, another plant token into play. Blade of the Blood Chief equipped to Vigor. So now it will get 1/1 counters when anything dies. Its clause does say, if damage would be dealt to another creature, so this will make it larger. Throne of the Godpharaoh coming down. Didn't see that coming, but that's pretty good, especially to tap all their creatures for mana. Basilisk Collar onto Ulasht. That seems legit. There goes the Mad Ratter being targeted. We'll activate Endless Atlas. We won't get any extra rats out of it, but I do want the card. Temple of the False God is the card, not what we're looking for. So yeah, I think this deck definitely is going to need some more removal. I'm thinking add Steel Hellkite. Fire Emancipation hasn't ever come up. I don't think it's going to work that well anyway because we do such little damage. Yeah, I mean with Pulveros out or something, there are cards it synergizes with, but I don't think it's the best idea. Ulasht killing a rat. Blade of the Blood Chief will trigger. Vigor will be getting bigger. Yeah, I think all his dust needs to come in here. Oblivion Stone, Steel Hellkite. And instead of Gamble, I think I want to put in the Hasten Enchantment from Ikoria. I think we'll do that after this game. I really want haste on my guys. I never seem to be able to get it or equip the boots, so there's not clear enough sources in the deck. And with the Steel Hellkite, all his dust, we can get rid of these pesky enchantments. Oblivion Stone, get rid of everything. After the early game, as long as nobody outramps us, so green would still be a problem, we could probably be ahead of it. We'll ask ping to a creature. We'll ask devil to die. Let's go ahead, ping them in the head for 1 damage with our devilish vengeance. There's the attack. Rada Warlord will trigger. They'll get 8 mana out of it. Not too shabby. Let's go ahead and remove Vigor from combat. See if we even survive. I'm pretty sure we don't here, but let's go ahead and do it. No blocks. Here comes the Hate Seed and its minions. Squish exactly to 0. Good game to our opponent. They did get kept down a little bit, but just the redundancy kept them in the game. That's a green for you. Let's go ahead and look at the deck. Make some changes real quick. So, yeah, I don't want Fire Emancipation anymore. No. Meteor Golem's cool. We can keep that. Again, that's some removal we need. I think Silverclad Ferocidons can leave. I thought it would be cool with like the devils and stuff, but it just hasn't done anything for us. So let's go ahead and search out all his dust. Get that into the deck. All his dust into the deck. It is about, last I checked, like $3.50. So if you want to pick up one of those in paper, they're pretty cheap right now. And you only ever really need one, I feel. But go ahead and use that affiliate link. Shameless plug down in the description. All right, let's get Steel Hellkite. Put that in the 6th slot here. Let's take out Gamble and go get that Ikoria Speed Land enchantment. Footfall Crater is the enchantment. Let's go ahead and put that in. They'll get Trample and Haste. And we can cycle it if we don't need it for some reason, so that's pretty good. So I don't know if I want to make any other changes to the deck. The wheel obviously didn't help us, but I don't know what else we were going to do at that point, quite honestly. We still haven't seen Psychosis Crawler. We do have Volcanic Offering and other wheels and removal. So now we have more just general removal to get rid of those darn enchantments. I was really hoping to get maybe to just Chaos Warp, but we'll have to see. Sabira I might take out. She doesn't seem to do much for the deck. She's only ever come up once, so I think taking her out and replacing her with something else might be doable. We do still have Reverberate. Again, that might not do anything. Wild Ricochet as well, and Dualcaster Mage. Generally, I like to keep those around in case somebody plays Torment of Hailfire or Exsanguinate, because then we get X in that cost. We copy it, and it can potentially win us the game, especially if it kills the original caster, because then it gets removed from the stack, and I've done that before in paper. So I think I might leave those in there for now, and just look for replacements. Force of Bureau, rather. So, there's the deck. We made some changes to it. Let me know what you think. I think we were doing okay. We just got outrun. That was the whole deal with it. So, hopefully the next game will go better, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for coming to Durdle with us today. Hit that subscribe button and go ahead and hit that notification bell so you're always up to date with our latest videos. Please leave a like and share the video with somebody who you might think is interested. We also post links to our videos on Facebook and Twitter at DurdleMTG. If those are the forums you choose to use, please check us out there. Until we can Durdle with some magic again, see you around.